turned me around. Used to think I was nothing, but look at this love we found. So give me your hand, I can see the pain. No, I don't ever wanna see you cry. Oh yeah, no more tears. Oh yeah, no more tears. Take that chance, we'll be fine. No, I don't ever wanna see you cry. Oh yeah, no more tears. Oh yeah, no more tears. So give me your hand, I can see the pain. No, I don't ever wanna see you cry. Oh yeah, no more tears. Oh yeah, no more tears. Take that chance, we'll be fine. No, I don't ever wanna see you cry. Oh yeah, no more tears. Oh yeah, no more tears. then make me a liar, make me a liar. My heart's heating up, this love is on fire, love is on fire, on fire. If I say goodbye, then make me a liar, make me a liar. My heart's heating up, this love is on fire, love is on fire. If I say goodbye, then make me a liar, make me a liar. My heart's heating up, this love is on fire, love is on fire, on fire.
Welcome everyone to round 3 of the America Series Purple Championship. I am DNE Alcatraz, your lovely commentator for this evening's race. Basically, it looks like it's a bit of an overcast. It doesn't look like there's any rain for the meantime as I try and get everything set up. But we'd like to thank our sponsors for today, Track Racer and CD Keys, as you can tell by the top of the screen here. All the links are down in the description, as well as the music provided by our sponsors. So thank you so much for always supporting us, and I hope you guys can support us back as well. Going off last week's results, we'll have a look at the standings. Well, I'll just talk you through it. So, unfortunately, round 2 standings have not been completed so far, so I do apologize for that. So unfortunately, can't really give you an estimation of who's winning this championship so far, but I'll give you a quick rundown of what happened last week. Lopez makes us fly, had his redemption race, finishing in P1 after a phenomenal race that he had with Top Gun. KD 1997 had an incident coming when the safety car restart happened, hit the back of Top Gun, losing his front wing, and came across back onto the track to unfortunately hurt another driver as well. We also had Dilgif come P2 with a phenomenal effort, starting, I believe, 8th on the grid. Just shows that really everyone's got the pace to finish on the podium in this league. As I think I've dragged Dougie Falcons into this commentary booth. Welcome.
Hello. that was so random.
I know. I wasn't even in the Discord when I started this, so I could actually start. If you want to stay, you can. I'll start sharing my screen for you.
Yeah, go on. I was actually watching the stream on Twitch, and I was just checking it out, so what's going on. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I didn't even join like
everyone.
I didn't even join the Sky Sports commentary box. I didn't even do that to even indicate that I'm even doing this. But at this stage, it's just qualifying. I don't have anything really much to go off. Standings haven't been completed, so I'm just trying to ramble off
I
my
am
memory.
aware that Top Gun is still leading the championship by
He's still
about
leading?
17 points from Iceman. Iceman is second in the championship, and I think Lopez is third or fourth in the standings.
Ah,
from
yes, because he had no points in the
17.
first round. Yep.
Yeah, so no points because he retired.
But I think Haas is doing quite well for the constructors overall. So, because they did lock out the top row last week, finishing P1 and P2. So that's 77 points. Oh no, wait. Yeah, 77 points I think for the team.
Yeah, essentially. Well, I like how we're like predicting the points right now.
Well, I mean, oh, actually, what am I haven't the Excel sheet. I can go off that. I don't have to have a pretty standings to look at. So purple standings, as I should have thought of this earlier. So yeah, Top Gun is leading the championship on 72 points. Then it is
Right.
Iceman on 53. Then it's KD on 51. J Dunk on 50. Lopez Fly on his 42 points, and Dilgif on 35. So those are your closest battles so far. Because of the consistency with the Red Bull finishing in the podiums, they're on 98 points. Mercedes, which is a team of KD and Solano, are on 83 points total, which is mainly contributed from reserve drivers as well. Haas, 77 points. So, yep, that adds up. And Racing Point 71, so that's Iceman. So, I finally actually had a look at constructors. I can drag it across the screen so you guys can have a beta look at it, but I would rather not doing that again.
Memories of having beta looks. But
We're not going backwards.
we digress. But well, I mean, let's go back to the current round around Mexico. At the moment, KD holds provisional pole with a 1:14.8. 30 minutes to go, of course. Just watching all of the stuff going on right now. I'll actually watch it from your
It
point.
really
I'm
isn't.
watching it from the Twitch stream.
As I think that was the Schmeg, the Capitano, going into P4 with a 1:15.6. Got 17 drivers. I think that's the most consistent number we've had. Obviously got more reserve drivers coming. I had 2 drivers join this morning. Hopefully they could have joined, but unfortunately, yeah, not even Banana Cake Pie has came for redemption, so the multi died off the bat. I did it just to egg him on because how he had he comes into Brazil and he gets dropped off by, I believe, Iceman at the time, put him into the wall, and since they're both gentlemen, didn't report him. So very friendly between these two. Obviously, maybe they know each other quite well. But I think if anyone gets taken out at their home Grand Prix for Banana, I thought he might have even done a cheeky report. But no, it was another clean week for American Series. I believe these guys just don't know where the report form is, to be honest. These guys haven't reported one thing in 2 weeks, so who knows? Round 3, there could be something special.
Yeah, especially in Brazil when there was quite a few incidents that should have been reported. Let's be honest. But
Yeah. When we look back at it, there was Banana, there was KD redressing after he hit Top Gun in the back because he hit Dilgif or J Bank, I think. Or J Dunk, and then there was those were the two major ones. I have a feeling there was a few others though that just get swept under the rug. These guys are basically the new blue tier. Just don't want to report anything.
essentially, But we do have a couple of new drivers actually that have joined. Actually, the Kitalala joined. Oh, is it the Jaja or is it Jaja? I like his name, but I
Jaja.
can't remember. Is it
La
Jaja?
Quito Jaja did race last week.
Yes, he did race last week. That was his debut race.
That was
We're
his
still
debut.
having a fun.
It was a bit of a roller coaster ride for him. You
Yes,
liked his
it was.
name. You were rooting for him. But unfortunately, he just
Yeah,
couldn't
he
hit the
didn't do
mark.
well. Yeah, he didn't really do well at the start of the race. But hope at the moment he's P8
Another driver that
doing this.
had a roller coaster ride was Bow Tie or Die. He was trying to unlap himself under the safety car conditions and got disqualified for doing so. So we, so that would have, and there was only 5 laps to go as well. So that is an F. A bit unfortunate. The game was probably telling him to go past, and he went past the safety car, and it told him off. Got disqualified for doing so.
Yeah, but we do have Bill Stig. Is that his? Is he new? I believe he's new because he's taking on Slan's spot. I'm not sure if he's
He's a reserve driver for today. Just joined minutes before. He set a reasonably good time of 1:17. Going off and Top Gun decides to come and show up. He did a 14:1. I'm comparing that to the times from the Masters tier. I believe they were a low third. I think there were 13s at one stage. 13.5, I think, was pole position, or even lower. I can't.
I think it was like 13-3, but I
Yeah,
didn't watch qualifying. I watched the race. I didn't watch qualifying actually.
yeah. Let me have
But
a quick look. Actually, this is,
yeah.
not much.
But a lot of people. Another thing that we actually did really well in last week's race in Brazil was the very first live action replay. We never actually done a live action replay, and I think a lot of people loved it. I did anyway. It
Well,
was just like one of
yeah.
the things we just never thought we'd do. We should do more of those.
We should,
Um,
and we can do so. The accessibility of replays is all dependent on the viewers on Twitch. So if people are on Twitch and they see something magical that they want to see again, they can clip it. So once you've clipped it, what we can do is we have a replay mod, and if there's like say, like last week, KD just smashes in the back of Top Gun, and we want to rewatch it, and someone clips it, we can put it back on stream and have a replay and rewatch the action once again for like that 30-second snippet. So people can do that. We do have the technology. If not, if you crash out, clip it, send it to us, and we'll do what we did with Banana the following week. Pole last week was a 13.3 from Amazing.
3.
So that was Masters time.
So if Banana Cake Pie is watching right now, which he probably is,
Yeah.
go on Twitch and watch it there, and you can just clip all the all the incidents that's happening right in front of us. But yeah, so 13.3 for pole position. So that is exactly 8/10 difference between what they did, what Amazing Hour did in his pole position in Mexico, and right now 14.1. But it's still 7 minutes to go.
Yeah.
And you could probably get away with 4 runs because the lap is quite short. It's about the length of a wet Austria for times. And top one still taking provisional by 2/10 from KD. KD doing 2/10 away. Another base in P3, a very strong showing there. 15 flat though. And SRT Monty with Lopez. I believe he is on the medium tire, but I think he might go to the soft tire. 36 laps, of course. Strategy can vary. It could be a 1, 2, or 3 stop, depending on how people like their tire wear. As it does vary, of course.
Yeah, it really does depend because your drivers can. The 2-stop is quite safe, but you need to have the pace to maintain the whole way through. Softs to hards, you can easily do stretching your softs to make sure your hards can continue it. But yeah, it really depends on safety cars as well. Can really throw a spanner in the works for these drivers.
So Marker and Blackstick putting some signs at the end of the session early. I believe Marco's also new as well, so he maintained a session on 18.2. So marginal gap between like top 3, but it's actually very close to top 2. As we see Whizbang in Racing Point cutting through past turn 1 and 2 and 3. It's actually ironically, if you go far to the right, you actually get a shorter run than you do from far to the left. So, and it's a good position to your car if you do it earlier on into the lap. But he doesn't do that. So, but
Yeah.
he goes around. I think he's just on and out that because he's not really pushing on this lap. But yeah, that's some insight there from Mexico going through the S section. It's virtually flat now this year. The only place you might have to lift is probably through mid corner of the last part of the S's, but other than that, it's pretty much flat out. And then you're coming into stadium section, pretty much have to cut the inside to get the good end run, or you could get away with going a bit wide too. And then final corner of Mansell is all about getting good traction and probably taking a wide entry and then a narrow exit to get the shortest run.
Yeah.
Much
Just
stuff for
really want to
Mexico,
hug.
but
Really want to hug that line. It seems he might have bailed out halfway through, or he's decided to go for another lap.
yeah, he's bailed halfway through. Probably invalidated. No, actually, he didn't invalidate, did he? Just made an error, and he's now going again on the same set of tires. But yeah, so if you literally just come to the exit of turn 3, just take the inside of the actual corner, and then you get that shorter run. It actually opens up the corner for turn 4 because you're already prepared for that corner. This corner section for turns 6, 7, 8 is all about taking a wide entry. So he invalidates in the inside curve of turn 9.
So we'll
Yeah,
flick off
section
to
he
see
backs out of
maybe
it.
Monty's maybe on the lap.
Yeah, Monty is on that. He's starting it. Yeah, so exit here. Powers through.
Does he not have his DRS open?
He's not have his DRS open now. So maybe he probably just forgot, or maybe his button didn't work. Who knows? But still 3 minutes to go.
Surely his DRS isn't broken. Well, we'll have to see coming to the third
Have to wait and
DRS.
see. It can break during qualifying, but
I feel like if he doesn't if he deploys it here, then he just forgot.
I mean, yeah, his DRS is just not working.
Wow.
Maybe
So he's got to just stay in 6th. Yeah, just send it, dude. Get back in the pits. fix your DRS, my friend, because that's shocking. Send it into the pits. Don't even brake. Oh, you braked.
it's got time. It's got time, of course. I mean, 2 minutes 41 is definitely enough time to just go out again for another lap.
Yeah.
As we see KD on an out lap as he prepares for his potentially final run. Doesn't mess up this lap.
Yeah,
Go again.
if he sets up this, yeah, he's basically setting himself up for 2 potential laps, and he keeps a narrow line going into the start of his lap. Usually, you want to go nice and wide and use more track to just get the most speed out of it, and then go narrow to finish it off.
Yeah, that would be the idea. Run is a longer run, so essentially you're getting more top speed when you get to the corner of turn 1. He cuts the corner of turn 1, turn 2.
Invalidation.
Turn
There
3
we go.
goes wide. Yep, and invalidate because he goes wide into turn 3.
And
That is kind of a
even if you invalidate, turn your DRS open. Save some tires. But we'll pan off, see if someone else is doing one. Oh, outlap, here we go. Still for the closest one.
Still
The first one.
Kimmy Hildebeest is the first one. So can we do a full lap without invalidation or not a DRS failure? Let's see. DRS is working, so that's one box ticked. He's blasting through.
It's a first.
A long straight. And he powers on into 1,
And he
2,
cuts
and 3,
that
and
quite
he
heavy.
invalidates.
So we'll go to
He does cut
Kimmy.
it quite heavy.
Kimmy's too far away. Dilgaff is just in front, giving it away to a Ferrari. So I think Jamco.
Ferrari is about to finish this lap, I believe. Or is that?
Yeah.
No, is that Schmeg? Oh, no, Bijanka. He's finishing his lap. And this is where he will put him. Goes around to the outside, takes short shift, and goes to P11. 16-4. 10th off, 10th on the top 10. So, watch it there. But he is starting on the free subs. Who goes up? Oh, Dilgaf goes third. He did go third. 14-7. That he did go third in the Haas driver there. Top Gun still on his out lap. He's about to start his lap any moment now, as he does. And watching
Lopez Fly goes pole for the meantime, a 14 flat.
flat.
So no one's breaking into the 13s yet. I have a feeling that Top Gun might, unless he invalidates. But Captain Schmeg, in the top 10 so far. Let's see how he improves. Oh, car looked a little bit unsettled there, but he's absolutely sending it. Might be up on his time. Let's have a look. Only just. So
100's up. So this might put him up in maybe a position, maybe 2. It's going to be really close between 7th and 8th. Maybe even 6th. Let's see what he does in the last sector.
I have
Cuts
a
the corner
feeling.
little bit, takes
I have a feeling he
wide
might just stay where he is.
bit.
No, he jumps Monty
No,
at
he
the
jumps up
meantime.
one. Jumps Monty, but
So
Monty
you
is on
said
the lap.
Top Gun was the one closest up. Oh, he has invalidated.
Yes, well, this it looks like but Lopez might hold on for pole position. But can Monty
Oh, Kimmy
maybe
jumps up into fourth. Very nice.
but can Monty like steal that pole position? He is
Yeah.
still
Now,
on his
now there
lap
isn't.
coming.
Now, funny enough, as it's finished, because apparently what you can do is if your quali time has finished, you can still do a time. Your time can still save if you leave the pits around now. I don't know. It's just what I've heard. But
Monty goes fourth. Yeah, I don't know. It's
because there's so much time, they give you 2 minutes after qualifying. Because if you cross the line, right? Obviously you cross the line.
well, we're just waiting for Bowtie. Yeah, so we're just waiting for Bowtie to finish his lap or retire. Where is he now? He's coming into the pit lane. So if he retires now, I think we should be good.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have that issue, but no one's really going to be setting a lap time because
Yeah.
yeah. But so it looks like Lopez will take pole position from Top Gun KD top 3 and Monty P4. So the Red Bulls again looking strong for qualifying. You got Kimmy up there in P5 and Dilgaf after second. The Haas drivers in
After
6th.
qualifying.
So top 6.
'Cause if you
All
cross the
covered
line,
within
right,
6/10 of a second. So again,
after
it's
qualifying,
relatively close up at
because if you
top.
cross the line, right, obviously you cross the line.
And it's actually really close in the mid pack as well from 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. Actually, no, 7th, 8th, and 9th all covered within maybe a tenth, maybe 2/10 of each other. So it's all
Yeah.
really like close together. So it could be a very interesting race. It is going to be cloudy as far as I'm aware.
As we've got a car just chilling, so we'll be here for 35 seconds. While I see if I can try and get this replay mode. I just want to test it. Just want to see if it actually works.
As Gemma has joined, but I'm not sure.
There really isn't much going on for the last 30 seconds.
No, it isn't. It isn't. And it goes. There it goes. So yeah, Lopez taking pole position by a 10th and a third.
Yeah, so Lopez Fly takes pole position. Top Gun 2, KD 3rd, Monty 4th, Kimmy 5th, Dilgaf 6th after his great performance in Brazil. Iceman, Harderby, Schmeg, and J Dunk are your top 10. And then going down the order will be a free choice of tyre, depending if it's not wet. We've also been informed that you can actually start a lap once the time has finished for qualifying. A driver has mentioned that he crossed the line to start a lap with a legit 40 seconds after the quali has ended. and the time stayed. So while the drivers, you guys can ponder on that. We'll be right back in a moment. We are back. These drivers are doing their formation lap, and sad news, everyone. Unfortunately, I have to enable the in the output that replays can be shown. I thought I could just add the scene in to get it working, but yeah, the more you know. We'll have it next week, like a proper replay mod. I feel like we can have that for every stream. I think it's an automatic replay as well. If you clip it, I'm pretty sure it automatically gets displayed. I'll have to play around with it with masters to and with purple just to see how efficient it is, and then we can put that to the rest of the commentary team. But we got 36 laps of the Autodrome. I can't remember the full name anymore. Autodrome Rodriguez Circuit or something like that. I can't remember the full one, but it's
Manos Rodriguez.
Yeah, it took me a few takes to get that right for the intro. Not gonna lie, for Masters.
This is a very quick formation up, as Lopez was not hanging around, and they're about to finish that formation up already.
Yeah, he sent it.
He really sent it, didn't he? He didn't care, even though tire wear is included into this, as well as your starting lap. So he did not want to hang around. Everyone else to line up in the grid, and we should be able to get going in any moment. Now, as it,
Oh, look at this camera angle.
that is a great camera angle.
Oh, this is phenomenal.
As,
We don't even get to see red lights. This is how good it is.
and as
And
we
I'm
get
not changing
the
them
5
either.
red lights.
And Dilgaf gets a drive-through penalty for a jump start, and the cars are slowly coming towards us, and they go past, and the camera's not going to switch because the game's trash. Esports ready.
Lights out, and away we go. And Lopez gets a good-ish start, enough to hold and maintain the lead as Top Gun holds on the outside to the inside of turn 1. And everyone's trying to chaotically try and avoid each other. In
Sector 1 yellows, I think that's marker.
Yeah, there is. Lopez got a bad exit coming up to turn 3 and dropped 2 positions. KD takes the lead of the Grand Prix going into turn 4, and we got the mid-pack going 3 wide into entry. Oh goodness, 3 wide going into the turn 1, and Lopez retakes 2nd place. Top Gun up down to 3rd place. The 2 Red Bulls line astern. KD takes the lead of the Grand Prix after lap 1. Lopez up to P2. Top Gun going really wide into exit 7, and as Lopez trying to seize an advantage early onto the KD, coming to the exit of the S section, and now he's already got the great top end and good traction going into the inside of the stadium section. KD almost cuts him off, but gets away with it. KD still maintains the lead as we end the stadium section for the first time, and he maintains the lead going into the final corner of Mansell here, and he should get good traction, but it's going to be very tricky as everyone is going to set their fastest laps into the exit of lap, according to this game, lap 3, but it's lap 2. And we're going to see if Lopez can hold on maybe go for a move on the inside. Nope, he thinks better of it. KD still maintains the lead in the Grand Prix. Lopez is still in second. We've still got 4 cars in the pit. Sakiti Aya, Dilga, Schmeg, and Black Steak all in the pit lane after the first corner melee at the start of the race. And these 4 will have to go all the way to their respective strategies. Luckily for them, the points will be awarded in the top if you just finish. And you see now we got Monty up into before seizing an opportunity here, seeing the top 3 all battling it out. So he's probably just going to play the waiting game and long game here for the early phase of this race. Doesn't need to push too hard as the top 2 are now starting to pull away. KD now looking a bit defensive on Lopez there. Lopez hanging back a little bit as we come into the stadium section here. And KD still holding on the front.
Yeah, so after 3 laps, obviously the biggest loser has to be Dilgaf with his jump start. Had to do a drive through. The rest obviously pitting for the incidents into turn 1 and 2. Marker up 4 positions. Vaslani up 5, but then obviously we can't really sleep on KD's start there. He jumped 2 positions going into the first turn and maintained it throughout turns 5 and 6. So it doesn't look like Top Gun's maintaining pace at the moment. He seems like it's a bit of a roller coaster with the telemetry. But Monty's already out of the DRS with 1.5 seconds, so it looks like these top 3 are just going to drag away. But I think the battle is going to be between maybe Iceman and J Dunk, probably for the until the pit stop, because the undercut here is extremely strong. Throughout this week, we've seen people do a 2-lap undercut and gain roughly around 5 seconds. So it's definitely worth to keep that in mind if you want to do a 1-stop. Really, just try and block that undercut, pit on lap 10 or lap 8. Really, you can, and then try and maintain those hards for the rest of the race. But yeah, it's pretty strong action so far as we have an incident into, as I mentioned,
Yeah.
that Iceman is
Yeah,
gone.
Iceman is gone.
Whereabouts is his car? It's just so he's clearly caught the curb and safety car.
Deployed.
So
Iceman has an early exit.
Unsettled the car coming through the end of the S's, maybe accelerated on the curb, losing the back end, try to catch it, and his front left tire is absolutely ripped apart. Maybe there was slight contact, but as the top 3 decide to top 5 pit, but Monty stays out. Obviously, he doesn't want to double stack. Vaslani stays out as well, but these guys started on outside the top 10 with Jamco and Vaslani, so that makes sense towards them. Let's have a look at their tyre choices. Yeah, so they're going for the 2-stop, obviously, with the safety car, but J Dunk and Kimmy have opted for the hards. So where everyone's going to do medium, these guys are going to go for hards and then softs at the end of the race. So these guys will be quick at the end. But funny enough, Vaslani and Jamco actually started on the softs. So these guys are most likely going to pit around lap 15 since they are fresh, but Monty might have to go into the pits this lap, or he might just stay out and maintain position. But what would you do? Would you rather double stack and start further back but at least have some fresh tires, or get position and maybe just get that time difference and try and make up what you've lost?
I mean, it's kind of a tough decision because you might have to stay out. It could be beneficial in the long run for your extra strategy just to eke out a pit stop, but I think maybe double stacking was probably the best option, even though it would have dropped him probably around 10th or 11th just before Schmeg. It would have probably been beneficial for his race, but he would have to do a lot of overtaking, and he would have been on the same strategy. So I guess it's a good thing that he's trying to do something different to see if he can, try and eke out these tires. As you say, the undercut is very strong, so he's going to have to do something kind of extraordinary to even try and create a gap. Maybe might need another safety car. Maybe just needs to put a 1-stop. So he has options, but they are very limited compared to the other 2, which are a bit more flexible, as we see that KD and Lopez chose mediums, and so did Copland, but he's down in 7th. Lopez actually jumped KD in the pit stops and is now up to 4th, fifth, so Lopez takes the theoretical lead as soon as the top three pit. She got a few drive-through penalties, 5-second penalties for severe collisions, one with Schmeg, and I believe one with Bowtie. But it's going to be very interesting as, like, well, obviously the bottom four, which was Schmeg, Bowtie, Lakitu Jaja, and Dilgaf, all had awful starts, can bring themselves back into play, hopefully, in the next few laps.
Yeah, especially with Dilgaf with his jump start. It's placed him down to 16th even with the restart. But it's good to know that his race can actually really just continue because from Masters last night in inter conditions throughout, we had two drivers do a jump start and only J Banks maintained the position. Really, actually redeemed himself compared to DNE Tower. But you take over. I need to quickly do something, and I'll be back really quick. But I'll leave it on the Ferrari driver. I'll be back.
All right, safety car is in this lap as they get going. As Monty is effective safety car leader, he dictates the pace and when they decide to restart. And he decides to go now. And doesn't go now. And goes now again. And he takes and pulls away. Oh, there's a spin. Jamco spins and he loses his position and breaks his front wing. He's dropped well down the order. And he has to, oh dearie me, has to wait for every single car because there's no ghosting, of course. And he's dropped down to 15th place as we have to stay on board with him as another couple more drivers still pit. As Bowtie and Blackstick pit again during the safety car restart. That's very interesting, but Janko, unfortunate as we have to stay on board with him. And that unfortunate spin. Cold tires, of course, when he has to start the restart. But at the moment, Monty still leads. Lopez now up into second place with KD in P3. There you go. Valancini in P4. Bowtie decides to retire from the race and decide to call it a day. But yeah, sector 3, that was because of that retire. So, at the moment, we got another spinner, Marco, spinning on the exit of turn 6. We're still on board with the Ferrari driver, of course.
Okay, so what happened here? I've missed. I see a Ferrari driver at 13th now. Did I catch
So
it?
he spun. So he spun.
Oh no.
So he spun as soon as you put it onto him. He spins. We have more action going on. There's the Red Bull and the Williams go at it. The Top Gun trying to go the inside of.
There's still
Valancini
yellows. There's still
coming
yellows.
exit the final corner. Yeah, we've got yellows at 1 and 2 because Bowtie decided to retire in the pit lane. We still got another spinner, Marker, coming into 7. He has had an off again. He
Top
did go
Gun
on the
wants to
ground.
overtake, but there's yellow flags. Oh, side contact there. And Top Gun makes the move, but under yellow flag conditions, I'm surprised he hasn't been given to put that position back. But then it's the same top 3 once again. Lopez flies sector 1. Don't tell me it's my boy again. No, it's Jaja. Dilgift just had a small moment. Doesn't look like... Oh, maybe an M plate on the right-hand side is missing. No, it's there. It's there. Just might have had a small mistake. But going back with the top 3. Top Gun's got 3 seconds to his name. But yeah, I feel bad for the Ferrari driver. I left it on him because I thought he might have been interesting. But definitely wasn't. Used poorly.
It's fine though, because we continue on lap 7. As Monty looks like he's struggling a little bit on those older soft tires, and Lopez looks like he's about to get the run that he needs as Monty looks a bit defenseless, but is trying his best to try and break toe as much as he can. Interesting enough, Lopez isn't pushing as much, but here we go. Goes down the inside into turn 1 and locks up a little bit, goes side by side. Monty gets the high ground, going into the outside. This time he keeps holding it. He still goes side by side now into the run to turn 4. So side by side, of course, and then we're going out down the inside. Monty still holds it, but this turn converts to the inside for Lopez, and Lopez should get that move done because there's another inside corner for him. But Monty's still holding on, and he's going to lose out to KD as well. He was pretty much hung out to dry, and Mercedes driver should get that position as he does. And up to second place as he goes. So KD had to make that move stick to not let Lopez pull away and not be stuck by Monty. Monty is struggling on those tires, of course, and in second of the Red Bull, his own teammate might need a bit of team orders to get anything, to get his position up in third and try and catch the top two. Well,
Yeah.
Lopez now leads from KD.
Yeah, exactly. He's struggling on those softs, and Katie took a rightful looking view on the move there going into turn 7. Obviously, with Monty and Lopez side by side, he just took advantage of the situation. And yes, team orders have been activated, letting Top Gun go nice and easy, letting them also still continue to have the slipstream of KD. So that's good teamwork there, as obviously Monty is on quite a poor strategy, obviously not pitting under the safety car. But like we mentioned before, would you rather double stack or have position to just make sure that you definitely know you're not going to get caught up in an incident, really, as the back of the grid might have noticed a few times.
Yes, the issue with double stacking is obviously you're going to be put back down to the mid pack, and it's easy to like make mistakes, maybe get a broken front wing from a person you're not necessarily battling with. And he took the risk of trying to stay out, hoping that the tires would give him the grip, but unfortunately, the undercut is a bit too powerful here, as we're seeing now starting to pull away with that early pit stop, of course.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves a replay. So what's going to happen? If we do have a moment of time, I'll actually even do it for Dougie as well, so he can look. He won't have sound for him. But what can happen is, since there's not much action happening with the top of the field, potentially after this DRS straight, we'll have a look going into sector 2. Now these guys are just going to stay behind. But we'll have a replay of Jamco's spin. So let's have a look, ladies and gentlemen, at the incident that I missed as well. So after going into the restart, the Ferrari driver puts too much throttle down and activates overtake. So I think that's the reason why he spun. He's activated overtake too early, and he obviously just had to wait, obviously getting wing damage in the process. And he really did have to wait for everyone to go past before flick spinning. But thank you to Banana Cake Pie for supplying that replay as we continue on. But yeah, we can still do it. We can still do it. Still bootleg, but we still can do it.
I mean, it's a bit beta, but yeah, it's kind of we can still do it. But yeah, on lap 10, we continue on, and we see Tovan still now actually starting to catch a bit on KD. 4 second places, he seems to like these medium tires a little bit more. He actually gained a lot of time actually, and seems to be quicker
Katie
too.
had a bit of a look. Doesn't seem to have made contact. Maybe there was a slight bump, but no front wing damage by the looks of it. But he's getting a bit eager. All you need to have is a really good run out of this corner, because you guys will be battling each other on ERS deployment, as Katie looks like he might get a move done into turn 1. He's used all of his overtake. He's got no ERS left, so he can't really even go for a second attempt into the second DRS zone, as there's yellow flags. It's a marker with a small incident. He's just spun.
Lopez takes another 3 second time penalty.
Yeah.
And is continuing on. Jay Young faces 3 seconds. So penalty is going to be a very important factor. I'm not sure how we're going to how many penalties everyone's going to end up, because Mexico is very harsh in its penalties, and we're coming in now into turn 7, and the fastest section is a camera angle there. As we see Glasgow,
You can see that he literally cut it, the whole S there, and it was a great view of it, displaying that as well.
Yep.
But more or less, these are the top 3 is probably the best battle going on. Maybe even Jay Duncan Schmeg when it comes up a bit later.
Yeah, maybe even Wisbang and Dilgaff when they get closer up a bit. But there's battles up and down the field. There's a car in the pits. That's the runner driver of Marca, making his pit stop. He's now a lap down. But they're only on lap 12 of the Grand Prix, as we see Lopez still maintaining that half a second gap in the DRS rate, and KD doesn't seem to have a response. He might need to save his ERS if he wants to have a shot at being anything, or just holding back a little bit. I mean, it's still 24 laps to go. It's still a long way to go.
Yeah, and these 3
Red Bull
are going to pit again. But I think Monty might... he's only 5 seconds behind the leaders. That's not too bad.
not too bad. I think he could just go to the end on hard tires. I think he's
Yeah.
waiting for lap 18. Pit on the mediums, maybe the hard tires, go to the end, go another yellow sector 1 and 2. I guess that's Renault trying to get out of the way. He is getting out the way of the other
Yeah.
cars. And we see here now Katie closing up in the third DRS zone. There's obviously the DRS zone here now. That should have been introduced in last year's game, but Codemasters is lazy. But we still see them covering the last sector, last corner. Complete lap 12 into 13, and still top 3 line astern as we continue on.
Yeah, I think this is. We might have like a similar incident of what happened at Brazil. Like these guys do have the pace to overtake each other, but they would rather just maybe sit behind. But with this overtake
Yeah,
button,
Lopez hooks up.
oh, KD
Ooh.
launches.
Oh,
That's not. That is not a curve to jump. He went flying. Wow.
Oh my goodness me! I think Lopez took that as an avoiding action and lost 2 positions because of it. Katie takes the lead of the Grand Prix, but can Top Gun goes on the inside? He cuts the inside, gets a bit of a side pod glitch there, but Kitty takes the lead of the Grand Prix. Lopez losing 2 positions off that. He locked up into turn 1, and then we saw. I don't know if he just took it out of avoidance, but when Katie just hit that curve, it sent him in the up airborne, and it sent him flying. Lopez picks up a 3-second time penalty for good measure. But Katie still now leads the Grand Prix, but he has literally no ERS left. Top Gun has the most ERS out of all of them, with like at least 70%, and he could probably mount a challenge here.
Literally mount a challenge. Because KD, that curve is not something that you want to cut, and that shows why he nearly just landed on top of the house car.
Yeah, I've never seen that before.
That was like
finally.
That was like Austria, when the two Ferraris just met and just hopped on top of each other.
Monty
Oh,
pits for hard tires going to the end.
Lopez went real deep.
Yeah, he's made another error. Definitely not liking the braking zone on these tires. As the tires are starting to get a bit older now, starting to struggle with the braking. Into turn 1 especially, but is pushing really hard. Top Gun locking up. So is Lopez, as Katie's still holding on the lead of the Grand Prix. Dilgap picks up a time penalty, and we'll talk about it. And yeah, can Top Gun now probably take the lead of the Grand Prix. He's been like holding back the most, and now he can probably unleash a little bit more pace. As we only are on lap 14. His driver's been on 9 laps on these medium tires. 3 of them have been in the pits. So effectively, they're about 6 laps old.
Oh, so Monty's gone into the pits onto hards now. So we'll stay on. We'll keep him in taps and see where he ends up when these guys pit, because it was only around that 5-second mark, depending on where they are. And I think that is a Veslani who's made a small mistake. He might have hit the wall. But we can't really leave Top Gun, who might make a move here, because KD, I believe, just doesn't have any ERS. But funny enough, Top Gun isn't using any either. But on the other hand, Lopez really wants to gain those 2 positions back, because he feel like he lost those ones a bit prematurely.
Yeah, it was a weird error. I'm not so sure. He just really went really wide into turn 3, and God, everyone just happened to be there when we met up to the straight into turn 4. As Lopez pits the fastest first sector of anybody, as we talk about it, and is definitely pushing on the side to the back of that Red Bull. They definitely do have to stop again, as we see Monty now starting to start to catch back into that 5-second gap that they lost. So as you mentioned, the undercut is working really well. It shows. He found 2 seconds in the middle sector alone, and the gap is now only 8.1 seconds to him and Whizbang. So it does show, the signs are there that times are definitely coming down. Top Gun goes really wide and hits the wall. I'm not so sure if he got wing damage from that. I think he might have.
Yeah, end plate gone on the left-hand side.
Yeah, he probably took the curb and then hit the inside wall. He's unfortunate there, but he hit the wall.
I think Wilgaff has made a mistake.
Yeah, he probably has. Yeah, into the stadium section. So yeah, a bit of a lapse of concentration there from Bilgap. But still in 8th place as his teammate now up 2nd. So Top Gun might need to take an early pit stop, an unforced pit stop to fix that front wing if he's gonna struggle a little bit on that time he lost. Really, it probably took too much curb on the inside the stadium, and definitely might have to pit again as he's understeering like a bus into the entry of 6.
Yeah, he's just losing way too much time. I think he needs to pit now and just go to hards to the end of the race.
Yeah,
Because
hard to maybe.
hards would be able to make it, but I feel like mediums just are a bit of a stretch, maybe. But he needs to get that front
he
wing
definitely
changed. He's lost 2
yeah,
seconds.
he definitely needs to get it changed. So that's pretty much his race either done or done. As it looks like it's gonna be now a top 2, unless he can get incredible pace. Does he pit? He does. So he comes in the pit at the end of lap 17, that wing damage, and has to get that fixed. So that promotes Kimi up to P4. I haven't really talked much about Kimi. He's having the quiet race in the Alfa Romeo, getting along nicely on his own. Really, he has no one in front of him, no one behind him, essentially, as he's having up into the podium start positions. Let's see where this brings out Top Gun. Should come out actually round where Monty is, actually. So this is where Monty is. Monty's coming up to the straight now. Dilgaf is there, so Monty didn't regain as much time as we thought. It actually did, gained about 2-3 seconds. So definitely the undercut is working, regardless of where your pace is at. The undercut is definitely working, and this actually, that wing damage may pay into the favor of Top Gun, because the top 2 are do not have strong pace, and as Monty shows it, he's the fastest first sector of anybody.
And then 3 seconds to top it. But
And
now will team orders come in again? Or because obviously Top Gun has got some fresh medium to be able to pull that gap away, because Monty did the same for him. He just let him go nice and clean. So if it does come down to that moment, maybe Top Gun can, give us some back. But Top Gun is leading the championship, so maybe he's the #1 driver and so forth. But most likely we'll see a move going into turn 1 here, the hard braking zone of the first DRS straight, and it's a very long one. I think it's the longest straight on the calendar. Is it?
It's Azerbaijan's longest straight calendar.
Azerbaijan.
And
easy.
get past with ease,
Like
really.
it. Yeah.
And Schmeg, it looks like he's battling right now with Jaydung for P4 and P5. 2/10 is the gap as they come across on the end of exit of turn 3. Both on similarly pace, but it looks like it's going to be a slam dunk move, actually, because he has no straight line speed coming into the entry of turn 4, and Schmeg picks up 4th place as Ferrari driver beats the AlphaTauri driver. And Jaydung picks up another 3-second time penalty.
Oh, wing damage.
And how he has wing damage, that probably explains why he lost a lot of time. May need to pit. Seems like he is struggling out there. There's a yellow in sector 1 and 2, and that is again Renault driver. They're making an error there, the same corner. Markup.
So Top Gun's gonna eat J Dunk in, I reckon, a lap's time. Maybe even get him within that second through here alone because of the wing damage difference.
See if Jaydung does pit for a new front wing on the end of this lap.
I believe he's going to finish that hard stint.
Spec does though. Yeah, Spec does though.
Spec
Right,
does.
he might. Yeah, fastest time for Top Gun, 17.3, sorry. And Spec does pit. Jaydung still carrying on with his wing damage. Looks like he's gonna be a slam dunk move for the Red Bull. Maybe these medium tires are working really well. Can he be able to do 20 laps on the medium tires? The end.
Yeah, pushing at this pace. Be close. He should be able to get the job done. But he does have an injured horse in front of him. He might get a move done here. Won't blame him if he attempts to, as he does.
Yeah,
And Jaydung gives him plenty of respect for that, because he knows he's got damage.
Being a bit submissive. Yep, aggressive and giving up the place. As we got the battle for the lead now within 3 tenths. It's like Lopez about to make a move, but doesn't. Backs out of it a little bit. And KD still maintains the lead as he gets a good exit, actually, KD, in exit 3. So this looks like it's going to be pretty easy, but he saves ERS and he tries to go on the inside, but holds it round the outside. Converts the inside for KD, but then go for a switchback for Lopez, but backs out of it. Going into 6, KD still maintains the lead as we head onto lap 20. They're due to pit, of course, and Top Gun is flying. Despite being on those fresher tires, well, despite that broken front wing, he probably could minimize that time deficit that he had to do with the change of front wing, and maybe stay within touching distance of the top 2. And as we get into the stadium section now, Lopez trying his best to stay within the back end of that Mercedes. Get to the last corner. Do they decide to pit? They do not. So they're definitely going for the mediums to the end. But it's just a matter of time. When do they pit? It's a matter of time. When does Top Gun use all his pace? As we see, this is going to look like it's going to be a move for the inside. Side by side, it's going to be a breeze past as the Renault driver going past, and Lopez into turn 1.
Oh, big cut.
That is a huge cut. I'm surprised it's not a straight up penalty. But Lopez pulling away now with that DRS, and Kitty has to hold back. Lopez now leads the Grand Prix as we head lap 21. And he has a 7. Oh! Hit the back of him.
Now Top Gun's looking nice. Now Top Gun looking like he's got to pull off maybe a cheeky win if penalties don't come in. But yeah, KD, after giving the position for the first time in a while, just went into...
Outbraked himself a little bit.
Just outbraked himself, yeah. Doesn't want to turn on his DRS though. As he turns it on just a bit too late. And obviously goes into the braking zone. So he didn't turn on his DRS. Maybe he felt bad. I don't know. Maybe he just forgot. Maybe they are having a little bit of a chat between each other in the in the party chat, because I know they will be together as he goes into the pits as well. So, I mean, that's really just affected both of them.
Really has. Okay, he does pit. So does this allow Top Gun now to just utilize all his pace? They lost about 3 seconds in that little kerfuffle into turn 6, but can Top Gun try and reduce that gap? KD is coming out of the pit lane. Top Gun is coming to the final corner and about to start lap 22 of the Grand Prix. It's just the final first. He's about to jump him, actually. He does jump him. So Top Gun jumps the Mercedes, even though he's on 4-lap older tires. Can he be able to hold on for the next 14 or so laps, despite that wing damage? He picks up a 3-second time penalty.
And KD gets one. He had to get one there.
Sure.
It's the same cut.
As KD now looking to be a threat. Top Gun holding back, holding the inside. KD going round the outside. He turns him.
He closed the door right on him.
He closed the door right on KD. That was not on. And Top Gun losing that spot there.
Yeah, that's all of his work that he's done in those 4 laps. He did a front wing change and everything to get that pace back into the top 3. KD's made 2 mistakes in 2 laps. He's really, I think his emotions have taken over in this segment of the stint here, coming into his fresh mediums. But wow, so we'll see where KD comes out.
Does finally pit. Lopez does pit, but Kimi now takes the lead of the Grand Prix. We'll go to the end, actually.
It's close. He's using all of his ERS. Oh, it's a bit of a drag race. And Lopez takes the inside. Katie will take the inside into the next turn. Cuts it. No car hopping this time. And Lopez has to fall behind, but he's got plenty of ERS to use. I'm surprised he's not using it now because Katie's on absolutely 0.
Yeah, and Lopez holds down for third place. Top Gun has only lost 5 seconds from the spin, despite the loss of time. He could probably make up that time, but it's gonna be a hard challenge from the older tires. They even maybe mount a challenge
You
in
know
the
what?
top two. So it's like,
You know what? Let's have a look at the leader. So a
oh,
pit
look,
stop is
has been
oh
disqualified.
multiple
He received
penalties. Wow,
more
wait.
penalties.
Now what's the pit stop?
ETIA,
Roughly around 20 seconds.
roughly yes.
So Kimi will drop down to 7th place, but he's done a
If he
phenomenal
chooses to
job.
pit. He has a quiet race. He's not had any battles. He leads the Grand Prix.
But he'll be on
12 to
softs at
go.
the end. He'll be on softs at the end. So
Will be.
he'll be rapid.
Will be rapid, but he
Oh, he goes into
pretty
the
much
pits
isn't really
now,
fighting.
actually.
No, no, he gets dropped
Oh,
by second place.
oh,
He
I
takes
thought
the
it was.
lead in the Grand Prix again.
What,
And
he just lets them both them go. He just knows it's not his race.
yeah, it's not his race. He lets him go, and he's now in third place. So having a quiet old race, I'm pretty sure he's kind of bored. But especially that was his only excitement, because he's seen no one this entire race. I'm pretty sure not ever since safety car restart. He's not had anything to really do. Just hold on 19 laps. When he does pit, he will be uh, around where Schmeg is, in the middle between Schmeg and Dilgaf when he does pit. As we have the runner driver still slowing down.
Whey.
He goes around, Dilgaf picks up a 3-second time penalty. But yeah, Top Gun now only 6 seconds back. So yeah, he's definitely dropped back a bit after the contact that KD did there to him. Shame really, because he actually did such a good fight back to get up there from the wing damage he set back. So 2 setbacks in this race. One is not his fault, the other one kind of was. Still 11 to go. Kimi does finally pit. Monty goes up to 4th. J Dunk finally pits. J Dunk also receives a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. And we set on to the end of the Grand Prix. 11 laps to go. And Kimi now comes out just in front of Schmeg and is 9 seconds away from Dilgaf. So that's pretty much Kimi's race. He just needs to just catch Dilgaf for the next 10 laps, and that's going to keep Schmeg from behind. What's the top 2?
Yeah, it's really the only battle on track so far, obviously with the mishap of Top Gun being absolutely slammed on. Penalty for hitting the wall in the last turn was the reason why Jar Jar was eliminated. He just too many penalties coming into this track. It's quite difficult, quite penalty heavy. There's just so many areas where you think you can pull the car up and you just go over the white lines by a millimeter, which is a track extension. But these two will be battling out for the rest of the race. Penalty wise, we'll have a look just after the second DRS zone because Lopez will get it again.
I feel like it's more than like at least 9 for both of them, to be honest. Top Gun I've seen Top Gun have like a few, to be fair. So it's really just depends on what they do. I feel like Top Gun can just afford to pit and probably could just have a late charge for
Yeah, let's have a quick look.
a run again.
Oh, okay, we got a handful. Penalty invalid lap time.
Yeah, those would be like instant 3 seconds.
Yeah, invalid lap times. Yeah, instance raise. So he's got a handful. KD. Yep, quite a handful. Jesus
Quite a
Christ.
handful, yeah. So
Top Gun. Quite a handful. Oh my god.
yeah, 3 penalties.
Monty.
Monty,
One.
Monty doing really
And our
well with
man
that one stop
Kimi
strategy.
nearly onto
1.
two. He has two.
Oh well, yeah, but going around the outside, we still got a battle going side by side. We talk about that as
And
Katie
yeah.
gets a fantastic, Katie gets a fantastic run and breezes past without even needing into turn 1. Lopez will probably have to see the position into the first 3 corners. Now up in the lead, J Dunk picks up 3. I've seen J Dunk pick up 3 seconds on every other lap, so hopefully he doesn't get disqualified as we ahead with 9 to go. Kimi sets the first stat with a 16.8 and is flying along really nicely there. He found 4 seconds on Monty.
Dude, I feel like
Same.
I feel like the interval thing's broken, man. There's no way there's not everyone's like 9 seconds between each other. Surely.
Well, like, Monty and Top Gun, yeah. But
Yeah.
Kimi found 4 seconds. So I was like, yeah, so definitely his gap is correct.
Okay. This looks so odd. Okay. That's fair. I was just so confused. I was like, surely it's not spaced out that much. But I tell you what, at this stage, if Kimi gets past Monty, which is most likely going to happen, he's got a really good shout of stealing a podium just because of time penalties. He's got a really good shout.
We say that he's picked up penalty. Yes,
So yeah, he had so he has 6. The rest have about 9. Yeah, he had 2 warnings when we looked at it. So
he's flying. To be fair, he is flying because like he caught 7 seconds in 2 laps. So either Monty's just not got that pace or his tires dying, but Kimi is absolutely flying. And he's now dropped it down to near to the DRS, so it's 1.2 seconds. 1.9 seconds.
J Dunk
As he
disqualified.
disqualified. I did mention it. Hopefully, unfortunately, got too many warnings. He is
But he's on the back of Monty.
1.1. Is that 1.1 seconds?
Yes. Into the seconds. DRS zone. He's got the ticket. I think
Yeah.
he'll get his DRS.
Holy.
And he's probably, you know what? Send it. Send it. Send it. Ah. I thought he was on a roll. I thought he'd be able to outbrake it. Pull the car up. But it's probably smarter to come through and grab the DRS for turn 1. But yeah, as you were saying, Kimi flying, man. Funny enough.
He is
And he's in the
absolutely
Alpha.
flying.
Kimmy's home and he's in the Alpha. He's flying.
He is absolutely flying, and there's only a 10-second gap between, 5-second gap between him, Top Gun for the podium. He's only got like what 2 less penalties than him, so
Yeah.
just needs to get 6 seconds on thingy. He's got a podium for Kimi for I believe his first podium in the season. We've not seen him get up this highly all season long. I believe it's wait, is this his first race? Actually, not thinking about
Nah. He's been here throughout the season. Because I remember the first multi I made was Kimi to not have the drink.
Kimi not to have a drink, and
yeah.
he didn't make it.
He didn't make it. He didn't have a drink. He didn't make it.
He didn't have the drink. And Brazil, did he tell Brazil?
Possibly not. I'll have to double
No,
check.
so this is so technically it is his first race, and he's about to like take a surprise podium. If he does get it, just needs to get 5 seconds, I believe, and he probably might get it. At the moment, it's 11.3.
Kimi got
and it-
P8 in the first race and did not show for the second race. Or DNF. But P4, nonetheless, his highest finishing position, which is a huge improvement, and it could be higher. But obviously Lopez has decided to try and... I don't know why this camera angle exists, but it's there. We'll go to... We know what tyres they're on, so we might as well turn that off. We'll leave it on total positions. And funny enough, Whizbang and the debutant of Stig, not this Stig, not Dougie Stig, but this Stig is up 6 positions. So man's pulling 11 points away from his first race. Phenomenal effort. Really good for the Mercedes team to get some extra points.
Sorry, Dougie Stig?
Oh, did you not watch the intro from Masters?
No, I didn't watch it.
Yeah, so for context for you, to introduce you towards the hot lap, I used the Top Gear Some Say. I said some say he works at Codemasters and that all of his hot laps are in fast forward. He's not the Stig, but he's the English cousin. Ducky Falcons. And then you did your hot lap. And I'm going to do that every week. And
Oh
have different
no.
different versions of some say. As Lopez goes down the inside. Oh, funny enough. No, he doesn't. Don't know
Doesn't
why I
know.
thought it.
No, that was the other Mercedes, wasn't it?
It was.
Being lapped.
Yeah. I was
That was by
confused.
Stig.
I was confused.
That was confusion.
But yeah, that is an ongoing theme that's going to be happening at Masters. Some say. Nice and wide, probably pull up 3 seconds. He does not. Probably a warning though.
It's going to be a warning battle between the top two because they have picked up quite a few. So 5 to go. Picking up another 3 seconds. Two drivers have been disqualified for warnings. It has been brutal. The warnings in this race, at least 6 seconds is the minimum. I'm gonna assume. I think everyone has had at least one penalty. In the race, we still got 12 more to go. Drag race line. Should we say that? Should make picks for 3 seconds and no move for the inside. Top Gun goes into the pits. Top Gun goes into the pits. That is surprising.
Why?
It's Kimmy. Kimmy goes
Why
into
has he?
third
Why has
place.
he done that? Maybe he's just going to pull for the fastest lap.
Off the fastest lap and see if he can probably catch Kimmy.
But
and
why has he done
Monty.
that? Maybe he made a mistake.
Just-
Maybe he got front wing. But Kimmy, 21 seconds behind the leader. Oh,
21 seconds behind the lead, but up into third place.
and I think
8
that's
seconds is the gap.
and that's locked in, unless he makes a mistake. He has locked himself in for a podium. That is a phenomenal effort so far. Touching word that he keeps his position because Kimmy has done phenomenal. He even qualified in 5th, so I mean he's showing good pace. He's just exactly what you said. He's had the most boring race around here that you can have. I don't think he's made an actual overtake.
Yeah, he has. No, he has. Monty. That was his only overtake. he's
Oh
actually done.
before even the DRS turned on, he overtook him. So
Yes.
so this guy has had the easiest time ever. It's more or less just keeping the car in between the two white lines. And then the rest of the grid, I mean, it's really just these two battling now, so might as well just leave it on Lopez to see if he tries to make some moves, because Katie at this moment is just keeps pulling 3 second warnings. So I think even Lopez is like, I don't really need to cross the line first to get this. Might be just chilling, because the last thing you want to have is trying to battle with the car in front, and then you both have an incident and you both lose time. So because the last time he actually got in front of KD outbraked himself and caused Lopez to have a bit of a half spin. So you might be just playing this smart.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see how the penalties fare at the end of it. They may have picked up more while we've been talking. And with 3 to go, it's going to be, we'll see how it ends up, to be fair. Kimmy might even close the gap to maybe under 10 seconds. Is how many penalties they've picked up during this race. As they complete lap 33, as Valency picks up another 3 seconds penalty. He's another one who I've seen had quite a few in the last few laps, so hopefully he doesn't get disqualified. I said that to, who did I say that? I said that to J-Dunk, and he got disqualified 3 laps later, so hopefully he doesn't do the same. But we are going, seeing it's still Gaff. Actually, losing position there to Monty. Monty dropping down to 6th place there, so Dilgaff up to 5th. So even more misery there for the Red Bull. He's had a compromised strategy. That safety car did not help Monty's race at all. So up into P5 does Dilgaff go. And KD now still trying to size a move with 2 to go. Maybe just tactically waiting until the last lap, trying to save some ERS, go to the end, and maybe try and pull the move in the last lap. The last lap shenanigans there. Still holds DRS as KD starts to try and pull away actually a little bit. Just a couple tenths there. DRS pulls them back into play though. Go through the intersection once again. And they keep on taking that gap. Of course, Still good traction there from the Haas driver, but and still maintains DRS as we head to 2 laps to go.
Yeah, 2 laps to go.
It's been actually fairly eventful actually for Mexico, and he can actually going for a move right now. Actually, it's going side by side with KD going around the outside, which he can't be able to do. KD holds position, maintains the gap, and now big loss of traction there from Lopez as he tried to put on the throttle a bit too early. Loses that traction and grip. Lost a bit of time there, but he's still within 7/10 gap that he can be able to hold on to. They are now going through third DRS zone. And they can be able to make that position work. The stadium section hoping he's got one more opportunity to do anything. One more lap to do anything. He's got 3 opportunities with DRS. This is the first of his 3 opportunities as we head to the last lap of the Grand Prix. KD leads as we head into the final lap. 6/10 is the gap between the top 2. And it looks like
And he's got no
and
ERS to
Lopez,
battle with. He's got no ERS.
yeah, and it looks like it's going to be might be able to hold on into the first Eurozone. A big lockup there. So if he can just get a fantastic drive as KD picks up another 3-second time penalty, crucial that because we don't know how many penalties they have. KD go for one more run. KD sees that he's too far back and holds to the racing line as Lopez
Wait, so
tries to sniff an opportunity.
on other news, Kimi's actually dropped off. Top
Yes,
Gun
Kimi has dropped.
is catching up rapidly. But I don't think he's got
He
enough
is.
time to get him on this final lap, but he was
All about
only,
penalties.
I think he's made a mistake somewhere. I felt like it was only 9 seconds away.
Yeah, that's the power of the undercut. We've seen it when Kimi was flying. Top Gun was also flying too. And we see as we come to the stadium section, KD looks like he's about to hold on to come across the line from the last corner.
I have a feeling penalties is going to
Through
ruin this
Anson.
as well. But KD
As
crosses
KD
line
takes across
first.
the line, but can Lopez win? Lopez does win.
7
Lopez wins by
seconds.
7 seconds. So Lopez wins the Mexican Grand Prix from KD. As we see Kimi, here he comes now. His tires have probably fallen off the cliff. We've seen how the undercut is so powerful. But can Kimi maintain a P3 finish? Top Gun doing everything he can. Kimi across the line is in P3, but can Top Gun take it? No. So Kimi takes his first podium.
He was 20
seconds.
seconds. He dropped 10 seconds from that.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's made a mistake somewhere. Because he would have jumped
No,
in.
it's time penalty. Time penalties. Look at the time penalty difference. It was crazy.
Yeah,
As
9 seconds. But he was 21 seconds behind KD when he crossed the line. And then it jumped to, and it went down to 9. So he was only roughly around 9 seconds, unless the soft just absolutely dropped off. And
they probably dropped off. And Top Gun takes P4. Dilgaf's cross the line P5. We got Monty in P6. Schmeg coming in C7. Hildebeest in P8. We've got Whizbang at the last of the runners, last of the fully lap runners. He comes from cross line and finished P9. And then we got P10, 11, and 12. Only 12 rough finishes in this 17 car field. 2 of them were disqualified for things as Blackstick gets driver of the day. As Lopez takes back-to-back wins in America Series and he wins here in Mexico.
yeah, he got
KD's
pole
finishing
and he
second.
finished. Yeah, he got pole and he finished in first. Bit of a roller coaster of an effort, but he won on penalties by quite a lot of penalties.
Yep. And KD holding off P2, P2, but may have to talk to the stewards about that incident with Doggone if he chooses to review it. But yeah, this is how it ends up. Lopez winning the race from KD and Kimi, top 3, Top Gun in P4. I think the fastest lap was 16.4 as well. Dilgaf in P5 in the Haas driver, Monty P6, Schmeg P7, and Hildebeest in P8. Quite races from those two. well, Whizbang in P9 for the Racing Point team. We got Blackstig in P10 completing the top 10. We got Janko P11 and Valanci completing the top 12 and finished runners. DNFs were J-Dunk, well actually not disqualified, were actually disqualified? DNF? DNF were J-Dunk, Marker for 13th, 14th, and Bowtie 15th.
Bowtie, no
also
penalties, but
DNFing.
DNF.
Yeah, for DNF.
F.
Iceman and Lakita Yaya disqualifying for cutting too many corners.
Yeah, so Kimmy takes the podium.
As we guess we do some podium interviews.
Yeah, so while we get the drivers in for some podium interviews, we'll be right back. Welcome everyone to the post-race interviews. In the commentary box, we have Lopez Fly, who won the Mexico Grand Prix, as well as our P2 driver KD997. Kimmy will hopefully be coming us soon. But really, to start us off, Lopez, how was the drive overall? You got pole position. You were battling with KD once again for the majority of the race. How was the whole race as a whole, really?
Sorry about this. I really want to start with qualifying. I am very sorry to SRT Monty. I thought he was on the flying lap before I started my own lap. And earlier before, he had done his lap and then stayed out in front of me while I was doing my lap, and so I thought he was doing the same again. And I thought since he was going to go into the pits, I wanted to cut him in front and, start my lap before he could get the dirty air for it. And I did not know he was on a lap, so I just want to be really sorry with him. Whatever penalty I get it. Did not want to do that. I thought he was already finishing the lap, already finished, and yeah, I'm truly sorry about that. And for the race, I thought I was not gonna get it. This one was not really a race where I felt comfortable like Brazil, but I did have the pace. I felt confident. Certain things happened. Certain drivers got taken out. Certain drivers messed up, and so on after that as well. And it was a race of attrition at one point. KD did a really good job. He stayed ahead of me most of the time. It was actually pretty hard to keep up, not because of the dirty air, but it was mostly because he had the pace compared to me, and it was a bit faster, so it was a bit impossible to get past him. It was more when I had better exits, when I was already saving up PRS and fuel. So sweaty, but good.
Yeah, you mentioned the qualifying session, so hopefully he takes the apology and no report goes further in, because there is moments like that where you don't know if drivers are gonna do a double hot lap and so forth. But penalty wise, did you you had quite a bit of penalties, but obviously not as much as the drivers behind. I think Katie finished the race and still finished about 8 seconds behind. But did you realize that you would have won on penalties and you were just staying behind, or did you really just actually wanted to still cross the line first and did whatever you can to still try
I
and
did
get
want to
front?
cross the line first.
Yeah.
I did want to cross the line first. I mean, I'm a racing driver. Anybody that's racing really wants to do so. But I understood, KD is fast. Me and him could have some really good battles in this league, and we also race in different leagues, also in the GT Sport League that we have here later for everybody watching. Watch that too. And yeah, I mean, it was we're always in a party in this league, so it was more like him telling me, "I went wide, I went wide, I went wide." Especially when I was in front of him, so I tried to get in front of him as much as I could, so he could get the dirty air.
Yeah, so dirty air was obviously a huge factor into this race. What went through your thoughts when you saw the driver behind you catch some air, and because of that, you lost not one but two positions from it? Was it as you guys mentioned before we started the interviews? There was contact from behind, and then the car lifted, and then you had to go wide to give him room, or
I
what
do
went
not
through?
know what happened there. I literally just went through the corner. I know I clipped the inside of the big curve on the inside, the sausage curve, kind of. And my car just like kicked up like a horse. I thought I was driving a Ferrari again. And I don't know. I mean, KD was saying the same thing. He was like, "Oh my God, my car went up into the air. What the hell was that?" And ended up happening with Top Gun getting a better run through that corner. And yeah, I had to go very wide because suddenly my rear was in the air and I just couldn't really put the power down. Once I did, I lost the rear and try to keep the car together mostly.
Racer, would you like to add on onto that to of what happened at that moment in particular?
Sure. So what happened was that I was behind Lopez coming to turns 1 and 2. I was getting a little bit close to him, like at one point, but I think I made some slight contact coming out of turn 2, but somehow the slight contact made my car go like a full heel clicker, and I don't know how that happened. I've never had that happen before, ever in racing. So that was like the first time ever that ever had that happen. And then Top Gun, I noticed, had a pretty good run as well. We went 3 wide at one point. It was kind of a little bit of like aggressive racing after that, but I mean, I don't know. It was just whatever happened really. That little heel clicker incident. But further on though, speaking of Top Gun, I know that at one point in the race I turned in on him. I was trying to give him as much room as I could when I was at the second DRS straight. I was on the outside, he was on the inside, and I know he was there, but like I thought I gave him enough room, but I guess I didn't, and I ended up hitting his front right tire, and he ended up spinning. But yeah, I just want to apologize to him as well if he sees this interview.
Yeah, because that was a moment that we caught both of those, and yeah, it was definitely something else because we thought you just caught the curb and went flying from that. We've seen people ride curbs all day and never saw that happen except for you. But for your race in particular, qualifying, I felt. Did you feel like that was a solid qualifying? You reckon you left it all out of the tank, or did you still have some left and you just kept invalidating, or?
Oh, I could have got pole position. I know that because I was up by 50/100ths of a second from my last lap. I got invalidated because I ran a 14 flat. So I probably would have been pole position. I know I could have maybe like cracked the 13th as well, but it's just the S's were just super hard for me today. But overall, I'm happy with the result. Even though, yeah, I did have a lot of penalties because the majority of it was just because I was stuck behind either Top Gun or Lopez's dirty air. So that also was one of the contributors as well. But it is what it is. But I'm happy overall that I got podium.
Yeah, because to get the podium at the end is still a great effort, knowing that I think you had roughly around like 15 seconds worth of time penalties.
Yeah, it was somewhere like 15.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I think Kimmy might have jumped you, but I think he might have had a small mistake. Unfortunately, we can't confirm that he did because he was roughly only 9 seconds behind at one stage, and then it went to 20 seconds, but he didn't pit or anything like that. So, it would have been insane if he actually got the jump on you as well. But even Top Gun had a little bit of a phenomenal effort throughout his race. He got damage from a small mistake. He had to re-pit onto softs and then nearly caught back up, really. Actually, he got wing damage, Dougie, was that right? And then he pit onto mediums. And then obviously the small incident with Racer compromised that segment and then went to softs and then sent it to try and catch up to Kimmy. Is that right? Or is my memory serving me well? Or?
Yeah, that's essentially what happened.
Yeah. So, but overall,
Yeah.
you're closing down Top Gun in the championship. Obviously, with your back to back, it's putting you into, I believe, second place, Lotus. So you are gaining, and I think KD is slipping into third. If nothing magical happens in the reports, because I don't the America series. I don't think that they know that it exists. There's been no reports for 2 weeks, so everyone's. I think everyone just apologizes to each other in the DMs and they just move on. I think that's what.
I will be sending in my stuff because I know that for sure. I did not like that. I would not like anyone doing that, so I'll be sending in my own stuff to myself, even if Monty doesn't do it. You gotta get a penalty for what I did. I believe I was wrong, even though I did not know what was going on at the time. It literally looks like the Magnussen Ocon incident. So, like I said, very sorry about that. I did not know he was on a lap. We had talked about that, me and KD, thinking he was on a lap because I was gonna start a lap on the softs again, and he was gonna watch a little bit of it. And yeah, I just made a huge mistake calling it out, and also, shouldn't have done that, but I thought differently. So I'll definitely be sending something in against myself, which not really many drivers do. But I'm a clean driver. I put cleanness ahead of anything else, and try to do the best that I can in track. And as you guys seen, I keep it as clean as I can, get as much space as I can. Not really try to turn on anybody, anything like that, But I just want to say, hi, Dougie.
So
Is there anything you want to finish up, Dougie? Is there any other questions? Or we'll wrap this baby up.
no, we could end it there. Definitely, sure.
Thank you, drivers, for joining us in the comms box, and well done for the race. And we'll see you guys at Zandvoort.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, Sandoval?
Vandervoort,
Oh,
baby.
I am
Sandoval.
very confident in Sandoval. Let's go. I can make this three in a row.
All right, so let's wrap it up, guys. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you guys
Thank you.
there. So yeah, as you heard, these guys are keen for Zandvoort. It's going to be an interesting race, like I've mentioned with Smeg last night. It's definitely one where qualifying is critical. Overtaking is going to be quite difficult. It's very much a one-car lane type of track. You've got to be quite clinical on overtakes. It's more or less just hoping for mistakes, and hopefully we can actually see some banking overtakes. But this will do us here at Dynamic Nights Esports for the US tier. We'll see you later this afternoon for the 100% race at Silverstone. Hopefully I can stream the whole race. If not, we can try and get someone to replace moi. Unfortunately, there's got to be no GT3 stream unless someone steps up. But yes, that will do us here. Thank you, Dougie, for joining us once again, dragging you into the call nice and late. But we're kind of good here. So all the links are in the description. We have a website, and we're going to continue doing this gag all the time. Dougie, we have a website?
Wait, we have a website?
Yeah,
Since when?
Since when? Since always, baby. We've got one. So check it out. You can watch the stream there as well, and we've got some cheeky stuff as well. So feel free to check that out. All links are in the description below. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. We barely even say that. We think we should. Maybe I'll make a graphic for that and really start slamming into you guys' face. Just like the video. But we'll see you guys later this afternoon.